I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home.
Ryan Reynolds. The name alone conjures up images of effortless wit, self-deprecating humor, and genuine warmth. He's the actor who broke the fourth wall, redefined the superhero genre, and seemingly captured the hearts of everyone who's ever watched him on screen. We see him as the ultimate good guy, relatable, down-to-earth, and undeniably charismatic. But what if that's just a carefully constructed illusion? What if the man we've come to adore is hiding a side of himself that would shatter our perception of him? A seismic tremor has rattled the foundations of Marvel fandom, and its epicenter is none other than our beloved Ryan Reynolds. Whispers are circulating, fueled by alleged leaked footage, painting a picture so drastically different from the one we've come to accept that it's almost impossible to believe. The rumor? That behind the scenes, on the set of one of Marvel's most anticipated projects, Reynolds unleashed an outburst of anger, allegedly yelling at co-stars and creating a tense, hostile environment. Could this be the same Ryan Reynolds who spends hours interacting with fans on social media? The same actor who champions charitable causes and appears to genuinely care about those around him? Or is there a darker side to this Hollywood icon, a hidden temper that finally reached its boiling point? We're diving deep into this shocking controversy, exploring the evidence, analyzing the possible causes, and grappling with the unsettling possibility that the man we thought we knew might be capable of something completely unexpected. Buckle up, because the truth about Ryan Reynolds may be far more complicated and far more disturbing than you ever imagined.
Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those. It felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
Ryan Reynolds. It's not just a name. It's a brand. A carefully curated, multifaceted brand built on a foundation of charisma, wit, and a disarming sense of self-deprecation. He's not just an actor. He's a personality, a social media phenomenon, and a master of controlling his own narrative. From his early days in sitcoms to his triumphant reinvention as Deadpool, Reynolds has consistently shaped his public perception, crafting an image that's both aspirational and relatable. Think about his interviews. Whether he's sparring with Conan O'Brien or engaging in a heartfelt conversation on a podcast, Reynolds always manages to strike the perfect balance between humor and sincerity. He's quick with the one-liners, but he also knows when to get serious, revealing glimpses of his intelligence, his passion, and his genuine concern for the world around him. And then there's his social media presence, a masterclass in self-promotion that never feels forced or inauthentic. He's not afraid to poke fun at himself, to embrace the absurd, and to engage directly with his fans in a way that makes them feel seen and appreciated. But perhaps the most crucial element of the Ryan Reynolds brand is his reputation as a supportive and collaborative colleague. Countless co-stars have spoken glowingly about his professionalism, his infectious energy, and his unwavering commitment to creating a positive atmosphere on set. Co-stars like Hugh Jackman, Marina Baccarin, and others praise Reynolds' work ethic, humor, and overall character. Ryan is one of the most generous actors I've ever worked with, some have said, while others mention he always goes above and beyond to make everyone feel comfortable and supported. Or, he's a true leader and a genuinely good person. This carefully constructed image, the charming jokester, the devoted family man, the supportive colleague, has become so ingrained in the public consciousness that it's almost impossible to imagine Ryan Reynolds being anything else. That's why the recent rumors are so profoundly unsettling. They don't just contradict the image, they attack it at its very core, forcing us to question everything we thought we knew about the man behind the mask. If these rumors are true, is it all a lie? Is everything we think we know about the actor just a sham? And is there a tyrant hiding behind the mask?
I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest the film that you've...
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you out bad.
And then the whispers started. Faint at first, barely audible above the din of Hollywood hype, but growing steadily louder, more insistent, more disturbing. These weren't the usual rumors about casting decisions or plot leaks. These were rumors of a different kind, rumors that threatened to expose a dark underbelly beneath the polished surface of the Ryan Reynolds brand. The story, as it's being told, centers around alleged leaked footage from the set of insert the hypothetical Marvel project here. Footage that purportedly captures a side of Reynolds that few have ever seen, a side fueled by anger, frustration, and a shocking lack of control. According to these whispers, the footage shows Reynolds engaged in a heated confrontation with one or more of his co-stars, his voice raised, his demeanor, allegedly, tyrannical. The specifics are murky, shrouded in secrecy and conflicting accounts. Some sources claim the outburst was triggered by creative disagreements, tensions over the direction of a particular scene, or a perceived lack of respect from a fellow actor. Others suggest it was the result of mounting pressure, exhaustion, and the inevitable stresses of a high-stakes production. The alleged footage reportedly shows Reynolds yelling at co-stars, with claims that the shouting match was more than just frustration, but an actual verbal berating. According to some unnamed sources, this isn't just about creative differences, but is part of a wider issue within Marvel's management. But here's the crucial caveat. No one has definitively seen this footage. The rumors are spreading like wildfire, fueled by anonymous sources and tantalizingly vague descriptions, but the actual evidence remains elusive. It's a classic case of he said, she said, with no concrete proof to back up the claims. Is this a calculated smear campaign? A gross exaggeration of a minor incident? Or is there a kernel of truth at the heart of this swirling vortex of speculation? That's the question we're grappling with now. The image of Ryan Reynolds that we know so well is under attack. Is it a case of too much pressure, or are the rumors of his tyrant-like behavior true?
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground, laughing their friggin' guts out at me.
If the rumors are to be believed, and that's a big if, what could have possibly driven Ryan Reynolds to such an extreme reaction? While the exact details remain shrouded in secrecy, one recurring theme emerges: creative control. Reynolds isn't just an actor, he's a producer, a writer, and a driving force behind the Deadpool franchise. He's accustomed to having a significant say in the creative direction of his projects, shaping the humor, the tone, and the overall vision. But what happens when that vision clashes with the perspectives of other key players? The Marvel Cinematic Universe, while known for its collaborative spirit, is also a tightly controlled machine. Directors, writers, and even stars are often subject to strict guidelines and a predetermined narrative arc. Could it be that Reynolds, accustomed to a certain level of creative autonomy, found himself butting heads with studio executives, directors, or even fellow actors who had a different vision for insert hypothetical Marvel project name? Specifically, tensions might have arisen over the comedic direction of the film. Reynolds is known for his irreverent meta-humor, often breaking the fourth wall and injecting a healthy dose of self-awareness into his roles. But not everyone appreciates that style of comedy. Some actors might prefer a more grounded, dramatic approach, feeling that Reynolds' comedic antics undermine the emotional stakes of the story. Is it possible he simply went too far for the others? Another potential point of contention could be the overall tone of the film. Marvel movies strive for a delicate balance between humor and drama, levity and gravity. Too much humor, and the stakes feel meaningless. Too little, and the film becomes a humorless slog. Perhaps Reynolds pushed for a more comedic, meta-heavy approach, while others favored a more serious, emotionally resonant tone. Ultimately, creative clashes are inevitable on any film set, especially on a project as large and complex as a Marvel movie. The question isn't whether disagreements occurred, but whether those disagreements escalated to the point of an alleged outburst, fueled by frustration, ego, and a clash of creative visions. The pressure is on, with everything pointing towards it being Reynolds, and one has to wonder how much of a hand he had to play in it.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very I come from a middle class, kind of blue collar home, and my dad was just out of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
So, what exactly went down during this alleged incident? According to the whispers, the conflict stemmed from a growing tension between Reynolds and a specific co-star. Let's call them Actor X for the sake of anonymity. Sources claim that Actor X felt increasingly overshadowed by Reynolds' comedic presence, that their own dramatic contributions were being minimized or even mocked in favor of Reynolds' signature quips and meta-humor. The flashpoint, supposedly, was a scene of particular importance to Actor X's character arc. This scene, intended to be emotionally resonant and dramatically powerful, was allegedly repeatedly disrupted by Reynolds' improvisational additions, his attempts to inject humor into moments that Actor X felt should be played straight. The alleged details include, according to leaked sources, that Reynolds added new script additions that were completely out of character for the movie. The additions reportedly made Actor X uncomfortable and unable to perform their role. In the weeks leading up to the blow-up, Reynolds kept insisting on these changes, allegedly making the environment tense. The situation supposedly reached a boiling point during a rehearsal, when Reynolds, in an attempt to lighten the mood, made a joke that Actor X found particularly offensive or dismissive. Words were exchanged, tones escalated, and the disagreement spilled over into a full-blown shouting match, witnessed by other members of the cast and crew. Some sources even claim that Reynolds directed harsh and unprofessional language towards Actor X, language that went far beyond the bounds of creative disagreement. Again, it's crucial to remember that these are just rumors, whispers, and allegations. There's no concrete evidence to support these claims, and the truth may be far more nuanced and complex than the gossip suggests. However, if there's even a grain of truth to these rumors, it raises serious questions about the dynamics on set, the pressures of a high-stakes production, and the potential for ego and ambition to derail even the most collaborative of projects. One has to wonder at the end of the day, if this really went down, was Reynolds really at fault?
No, I mean, I always thought I'd end up as in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, to survive. So
Right.
you kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
But let's pump the brakes for a moment. Before we condemn Ryan Reynolds based solely on unverified rumors, it's crucial to consider the counter-arguments, the reasons why this alleged outburst might be an anomaly, a misrepresentation, or even a complete fabrication. First and foremost, Reynolds has a long and well-documented history of supporting his co-stars. Countless actors and actresses have praised his generosity, his professionalism, and his unwavering commitment to creating a positive and collaborative environment on set. He's often described as a team player, someone who goes above and beyond to make everyone feel comfortable and valued. It feels extremely out of character to see him behaving so tyrannically and disrespectfully to his co-stars. Secondly, there's the possibility of misinterpretation. Even if an argument did occur, it's entirely possible that the details have been distorted, exaggerated, or taken out of context. A heated exchange during a rehearsal might sound far more dramatic when relayed through anonymous sources, stripped of its nuances and complexities. Maybe what sounded offensive to one actor was simply a bad joke that was meant to be playful, or a badly interpreted instruction. Finally, we can't ignore the pressure cooker environment of a Marvel production. These films are massive undertakings, involving hundreds of people, millions of dollars, and the weight of immense fan expectations. The hours are long, the deadlines are tight, and the stakes are incredibly high. In such an environment, even the most composed individuals can snap, succumbing to frustration and exhaustion. Reynolds, known for his devotion and work ethic, could simply be dealing with these issues. Perhaps the rumors are true, and Reynolds did lose his temper and behave unprofessionally. But it's equally possible that he's the victim of a smear campaign, a misunderstanding, or simply a moment of weakness blown out of proportion. Before we rush to judgment, let's remember the Ryan Reynolds we've come to know and admire, and give him the benefit of the doubt. The Ryan Reynolds rumor, whether true or not, is hardly the first scandal to rock Hollywood. The history of the entertainment industry is littered with tales of on-set conflicts, behind-the-scenes meltdowns, and public image crises. Looking back at these previous incidents can offer valuable insights into how such situations unfold, how they're handled, and how they ultimately impact the careers and reputations of those involved. Think about Mel Gibson's infamous outbursts. His anti-Semitic tirades and alleged abuse scandals severely damaged his career, leading to years of exile and a long, arduous journey towards rehabilitation. Or consider the controversy surrounding Shia LaBeouf's erratic behavior and legal troubles. While he's attempted to address his issues and return to acting, the shadow of his past continues to linger. Remember when Johnny Depp got in the headlines about his drug abuse and marriage? These events were widely publicized and affected not only the careers of those actors, but their personal lives too. Of course, not all Hollywood scandals are created equal. Some are quickly dismissed as minor misunderstandings, while others spiral into full-blown crises that can derail careers and alter legacies. The key factor often lies in the evidence, the public's perception, and the way the individuals and their representatives respond to the allegations. In some cases, a swift and sincere apology can help to quell the flames, demonstrating remorse and a commitment to making amends. In other cases, a more aggressive approach may be necessary, involving denials, legal action, and a concerted effort to control the narrative. Whether the Ryan Reynolds rumor fades away or escalates into a full-blown scandal remains to be seen, but history suggests that the outcome will depend not only on the truth of the allegations, but also on how Reynolds, his team, and Marvel Studios choose to navigate this treacherous terrain. So far, they have done nothing except sweep the reports under the rug, which is a common tactic, but might not be effective in the long run. Regardless of whether the Ryan Reynolds rumors are proven true or definitively debunked, they've already cast a shadow over insert hypothetical Marvel project name and Reynolds' future within the MCU. The potential fallout could be significant, impacting everything from the film's box office performance to Reynolds' long-term relationship with Marvel Studios. One immediate concern is the potential damage to the film's marketing campaign. A carefully orchestrated plan to build hype and excitement could be derailed if the media and public focus shift to the alleged on-set outburst. Interviews might become dominated by questions about the rumors, overshadowing discussions about the film's plot, characters, and visual effects. This could negatively impact public perception and ultimately affect ticket sales. Moreover, the rumors could complicate Reynolds' future with Marvel. While he's become an integral part of the MCU, his continued involvement depends on maintaining a positive and collaborative relationship with the studio. If the allegations of unprofessional behavior are substantiated, Marvel might be hesitant to entrust him with future projects, especially those requiring significant creative control. Could they perhaps replace him for his alleged behavior? This entire situation also underscores the delicate balance between humor and dramatic stakes in superhero films. Reynolds' success with Deadpool demonstrated the power of irreverent humor and self-awareness, but not every character or story can sustain that level of comedic intensity. Marvel has to consider this in their future endeavors and whether Reynolds fits. If Marvel chooses to move forward with Reynolds, they'll need to carefully manage his creative input, ensuring that it aligns with the overall vision for the MCU. If the rumors of the outburst are true, Marvel might want to take even more control. Ultimately, the future remains uncertain. The fallout from the Ryan Reynolds rumors could be minimal, fading away as quickly as they appeared. Or they could have a lasting impact, reshaping his career and the direction of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Only time will tell which scenario plays out. So where do we land after all of this speculation? A shattered image? A career in jeopardy? The truth is, the Ryan Reynolds saga serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of celebrity, the power of public perception, and the often blurred line between passion and conflict. We see celebrities as larger-than-life figures, projecting our own hopes, dreams, and expectations onto them. We build them up, we tear them down, and we often forget that they're just human beings, flawed and fallible, capable of both great kindness and regrettable mistakes. Perhaps Reynolds is dealing with things behind the scene that the public doesn't know about, maybe a disease or a rough childhood. The Ryan Reynolds rumor, regardless of its veracity, forces us to confront our own biases and assumptions. Are we too quick to judge based on incomplete information? Are we too willing to believe the worst about those in the public eye? Or are we simply holding celebrities to a higher standard, expecting them to be paragons of virtue and role models for us all? Ultimately, this situation raises a profound question. Can we ever truly know the real person behind the carefully constructed persona? Is the Ryan Reynolds we see on screen and in interviews the authentic Ryan Reynolds? Or is he playing a role, carefully managing his image to maintain his success and popularity? Is it even fair for us to demand that celebrities reveal their true selves, knowing that doing so could expose them to criticism, scrutiny, and even career-ending consequences? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in the middle, a messy and complicated blend of authenticity and artifice, of genuine kindness and human fallibility. But as we navigate the murky waters of rumor and speculation, let's remember to approach this situation with empathy, humility, and a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, the truth, as they say, is often far more complex and far more unsettling than we might expect. What do you think? Will Reynolds ever be the same?